Nacho's story crumbles under pressure. Meat French tries to spoil Slice's perfect week. Can Slice fend off his final foe of the week? The truth will soon be known on the Clash of the Pencils live stream.
Turn on the stream tonight. Short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The Story Central time. Breaking down the plot. Characters are fought. Twist and hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories? In a live stream glory. It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Dollars from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories in a live stream club?
Welcome to Clash of the Pencils live stream, the only full contact creative writing esports league in the history of planet Earth, potentially the universe. Scientists still double checking that. I am Tom Sherman, joined as always by Greg, the Reader Peterson. We are here to analyze the plot, character, and setting of the top short stories of the day. So every day, authors from across the internet submit handwritten one-page stories based off of a prompt we reveal at the end of each live stream. Then the public at large votes for the top three that have been selected by our Storybot 3000 algorithm. And then we reveal the winner, the public's favorite, at the end of each show. So if you want to join the fun, it's easy. First thing you got to do is download the app. And so the links to download the app are in the YouTube comments here. iPhone, Android, however you want to play. All you got to do, download the app, and then you submit a story based off that prompt that we told you about. Then you pick your favorite. And then you watch the live stream, and then you submit a story. And then you pick your favorite from the top three, you watch the live stream, and then you see who wins, see the prompt, submit another story. And you keep doing that in a virtuous circle, or potentially entrapping maze until you get to the center.
Indeed.
Let's take a quick look at the prompt for today. That we're going to be looking at. Famous sky pirate gives a map to a cloud city of gold. That's all I could remember, Greg.
That was good.
In my head.
Yeah, I got 60% of it. That's solid.
That's basically the gist of it. A group of children gets meet a famous sky pirate.
There's a journal. I think the pirate has a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can actually probably look up what the current one actually is. A group of kids stumbles upon an ancient journal written by a famous sky pirate. The journal contains clues leading to a legendary floating city made entirely of clouds and gold.
I don't care about those stupid peasants, cried Pope Gregory, as he sifted through the remaining days, weeks, and years of the calendar. It's whatever time I want it to be. The man cackled grandly, as his outfit of gold silk robe with a funny top hat. Please, Your Holiness, we beg of you, please make October the 8th month. An octagon has 8 sides. An octopus has 8 arms. It only makes sense, said a timid cardinal in the back. Take them to the pit of despair. Let the time zones feast tonight, yelled the Pope.
Wow. way off base.
Unless it's all figurative, Tom, here, and Pope Gregory is the sky pirate. And his calendar, the Gregorian calendar, if I'm seeing it right, is the city of clouds and gold.
Whew. That could be it. It could, but it might not be. But
Might
it could
not
be.
be.
So it sounds like, yeah, basically, long story short, it sounds like Pope Gregory, creator of the calendar, when they were creating the calendar, I don't know. I actually uploaded a different story. It was like that. It was that story, but I don't know, the sky pirates got misplaced somehow. The algorithm just
Yeah.
whoop,
Let the time zones feast tonight, Tom. Let the
the
time
time
zones
zones.
feast.
The group of children, a ragtag set of friends from rural Cheyenne, were walking down the sidewalk, jibber-jabbering when they came upon a cloud pirate. Say what? A cloud pirate? What's a cloud pirate? A sky raider of airships who sails through the skies on massive airships plundering other sky vessels. Stealers of storms who harness the power of thunderstorms and ride on electrified clouds. Treasure hunters in the sky who search for hidden floating islands. It really is unclear. That being said, these kids stood face to face with a cloud pirate who handed a weathered leather-bound journal to the only girl, Tai Quan Mao. Before Tai Quan Mao could open her mouth, the cloud pirate disappeared into, literally, thin air. Before Tai Quan Mao could open up the journal, Grant ripped the book out of her hands and hurled it at Sue. The book smacked Sue in the face with such impact that the pages flew open and disintegrated. Ma's dream of us finding a map to find a city of gold was dashed. The group of children...
All right. So a group of kids in rural Cheyenne walk down the sidewalk, get accosted by a cloud pirate. One of them gifted a journal, and then as the pirate disappears into thin air, one of the other friends takes the book from her hands, throws it at another person in the group, hits them in the face. The book disappears. So does their chances at an epic journey.
I'm speechless.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that defining the cloud pirates as sky raiders of airships who sail through the skies on massive airships plundering other sky vessels, that had so much potential and promise. And there were so many epic stakes there. And then we get the journal. But what was the intention of this cloud pirate? Does the cloud pirate have a name? Why is the cloud pirate like gifting the journal? And then who is Tai Quan Mao? Tai Quan Mao's dream of finding a map to a city of gold. Where was that in the beginning? This was like, if we could have set that up, the kids were just jibber jabbering in rural Cheyenne. But maybe we have Mao say something about wanting to find a city of gold and perhaps get out of rural Cheyenne. I think that would have balanced the plot a little bit and developed the characters. I would say character plot and setting here might still be at the perimeter of the triangle. I don't know, Tom. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it kind of danced around at something great, and then never really got into it. Kind of ran out of the page and said, let's just wrap this up in neatly, as neat as possible. I think what's interesting is where you mentioned that that bit about the sky pirates and kind of going in of them being, electric raiders of the sky. I think that's kind of how on this triangle sometimes the like that kind of slides the characters down into this plot area that we were hoping would then, you know what I mean? It added this element of, oh wow, this plot's going to be great, and then there just really wasn't that sort of payoff. Like you said, the plot kind of just still stayed at the edges, but it had some very interesting sort of setup and intrigue that is lost forever. The kids won't know, we won't know.
It's just
nobody knows.
Not going to this sky pirate land. We do get a little bit of the jibber jabbering as the defining feature of the group. When they're, that's who they are before. They're jibber jabbering and they're ragtag. That's how we're describing them. And then in the end, I guess that does pay off because Grant ripped the book out of her hands and hurled it at Sue. The book smacked Sue in the face with such impact that the pages flew open, but then disintegrated. Seems like the friend group isn't that friendly. They've got some lingering issues that I think they needed to work through. hopefully this book assault is the first way towards ultimately healing.
Right, right. Interestingly, if we're tying threads between all the stories, the second time a character has met their demise to some degree.
I don't know, Edgar said. I kinda liked super nerds. No, snapped. It's Ghost Club. I'm the group. I'm the leader. I'm not a nerd. It's Ghost Club. Well, let me try on an earring, great leader, since you're one of us nerds now, Ruby said. Del looked as though he'd eaten a grapefruit and pulled a Father Coyote earring out of his pocket. Ruby poked it through a lobe as the boys watched. Her black eyes became an abyss through which Del and Edgar now found themselves reflected. Stoically, she walked back to the rubble as fire engines wailed in the distance. She ignored the boys' pleas to come back before anyone else arrived. Edgar put on his sunnies to get a reading but saw static. Scared of being caught next to the bodies of the supermodel and Pepsi middle managers, Edgar non-verbally agreed with Del to jet and grab that Pepsi van for a quick getaway. Surprised by nothing supernatural at this point, both boys calmly acknowledged that while the Quetzalcoatl sunglasses are adorned, both the mind being read and the reader can exchange a non-verbal dialogue. In silence, they stole the Pepsi van, circling the block a few times. Del heard Ruby emerge from the pile of concrete and steel and paper where the classics used to be and picked her up. Once in the van, she told them how the Huehucoyotl earring let her hear the voice of her ancestor Tezcatlipoca, who pointed her to an obsidian journal he kept detailing his exploits as a sky pirate. Edgar parked the van and focused his gaze on Ruby, trying to breach her thoughts to pick up more clues from her ancestors, as she somehow fluently read the text on the pages, which contained some symbols but were mostly blank. Ruby turned to Edgar. It's Nahuatl. It's all spoken. Can't you hear them talking to me? Ruby relayed an ancient city in the sky made of cloudy golden clouds and gold, pyramids towering over lizard dancers and artisans distilling perfumes from cured meats. The portal to the cloudy city is not too far from here. If they listened, they could hear it swirling. Ghost Club, Edgar whispered. I don't know.
All right. So, continuing the saga that has been continuing for multiple days over the course of a week now. The Super Nerds, now with Del as their leader, renaming the Super Nerds the Ghost Club. So Del, the boy with feathered coyote earrings that create super hearing, where you can contact your ancestors, whose main motivation is the getting love from his dad. Edgar, who has sunglasses that see people's thoughts, and then Ruby has Tepeyolotl Cola, which creates earthquakes when drank and burped. So, as the Super Friends now have destroyed a library containing Kendall Jenner and Pepsi goons who were trying to steal those ancient artifacts, Ruby has now asked Del for one of the earrings to, see what's going on with it. She puts it on, goes into this trance, starts speaking to, her ancestors, walking into the rubble. The boys, scared that they're going to get caught, decide to non-verbally decide to steal a van and circle the block a few times, where they also realize they have the power of telepathy while wearing the sunglasses. Anyways, they find Ruby comes out of the rubble, and she's talking about how the earrings let her talk to her ancestor, who points her to an obsidian journal that details his exploits as a sky pirate. And basically it's a ancient city in the sky made of golden clouds, where there's pyramids of lizard dancers and artisans that distill, perfumes from cured meats.
Naturally.
And the portal into the city, not that far away.
Wow, that was where the recap is.
I'm sorry, that felt longer than the story itself.
No,
I don't know if I recapped.
In some ways, it's like, well, of course, didn't you get all those illusions, reader? Haven't you been keeping copious annotations of all these illusions? It is epic. There's so much reference to previous stories that it almost requires its own lore. I guess we're the lore keepers here, and we probably need a Slice wiki at this point that's indexable and searchable. Having said that, it's incredibly intricate and coherent, which is maybe more alarming. When we go to gather these stories, is it possible that there's a through line, that this is all going to be an insane novel that adds up? The line that struck me was Dell heard Ruby emerge from the pile of concrete and steel and paper where the classics used to be and picked her up as they're circling in this mystery machine van, trying to get out of the rubble. I love from there, that was the site at which we find the journal. And then it's really quite interesting about how the feathered earrings allow Ruby to use that to interpret the text, which are mostly symbols and blank pages. So it connects back to the being able to speak to the ancestors premise. This is her ancestor, and that gets them to a portal. So this gets pretty close between character, plot, and setting for me. This is pretty in the sweet spot of how the plot is like a natural unfolding of what we know about these characters and what objects are in the world. And I think that's a pretty extraordinary accomplishment to have in such a small one-page story.
It really is quite a feat, and it speaks to the power of, I think, Slice having been in the top 3 for this long, at least, they've been able to build this epic tale that at least you and I have been able to keep up with throughout the time. And so that's like you say, but then as itself, it's still this great thing where even if you're just jumping in, you still get tension immediately from, Edgar and Dell, where it's like, I don't know, I like the name Super Nerds. And it's like, no, I'm the leader now. And, and so great tension within the characters, on a microcosm as well on a macrocosm of, there's still these tensions where they have to work together amidst the rubble of a library. And,
it's the tensions that drove the previous story apart and never got into the plot. They resolved those tensions and it accelerated the plot. They got into it. They found the portal. There was a little bit of
but they know they've located its existence,
seems and Edgar's come around to Ghost Club. He's paid off he wanted to say Super Nerds.
right.
Ghost Club at the end, you see the group kind of cohering and evolving.
Right. And it makes you wonder what, what ghosts Edgar might, because presumably Dell has communicated with the ghosts of his ancestors, and now Ruby has, and now, who are Edgar's ancestors, and what will they unveil to Edgar in the next chapter? Here's the prompt for next week. Reverse Mad Libs. Use these 5 phrases in your story: soulful eyes, Santa Fe, circadian rhythm, hullabaloo, and chump change.
Wow. We have no setting, no plot, no character, other than those soulful eyes, Tom.
That could be something. That could be plot or character. Santa Fe might be a setting. It might not be. I don't know. But we'll see. It's good stuff right there. Excited to see where our authors can take that, which is literally anywhere. Top 5 sentences of the week. Which I counted. I think there's actually more than 5 sentences in this string I'm about to read. So we're still going to read them anyways. So here we go. All right. Number 7. From here on out, we swallow our pride, stork to the flight plan, and crow in our learning together as a team. Number 6. From Meet French, a sky raider of airships who sails through the skies on a massive airship plundering other sky vessels, stealers of storms who harness the power of thunderstorms and ride on electrified clouds. Number 5. From Slice, Ruby relayed an ancient city in the sky made of cloudy golden clouds of gold, pyramids of towering lizard dancers and artisans distilling perfumes from cured meats. Number 4. From Nacho Story, wait a sec, Colin said. We're in the back rooms. Oh, yeah, we're cooked, Bob said. Number 3, from Slice. Children, live for now, Kendall Jenner said, unrolling a sliding bookcase as she was hiding between. A squad of goons in Pepsi polo shirts descended upon the children. Number 2, from the Nacho Story. Take them to the pit of despair. Let the time snakes feast tonight, screamed the Sky Pirate. Number 1, from Slice. Tom Cruise knew if Tom Cruise had any hope of bringing John Travolta before the committee of evidence, he'd need to finally think like a penguin.
An incredible week. And what Storyflix brought it all back to us. Like, let us live it all again.
If you want to play along and you haven't downloaded the app, the links are in the YouTube description right there. So just pick whichever one you want, the iPhone or the Android, download it and play along. Keep those pencils sharp.
And kids, don't let your creativity get captured.
Turn on the street tonight, short stories in the spotlight. Writers bring their best to light. The Story Central time. Breaking down the plot, characters at fault. Twist that hit the spot. It's all you live tonight. Are you ready for some stories in a live stream glory? It's the contest of the year. Writers have no fear. Catch the suspense unfold. Feel the tales being told. Critiques fair and bold. The truth will soon be known. Dollars from far and wide. Mysteries you can't hide. Every twist takes the story right. By these rules we abide. Are you ready for some stories in a live stream glory? It's the contest of the year. Right.